Hey guys, what's going on? And in today's video, I want to go over how I made my first $100,000 in real estate. And it was from my first home purchase back in 2016. So let's get into it. Back in 2016, I was eager to get into the market, but was in no way financially stable or smart and already had some small loans I now wish I'd never gotten. They consisted of way back when I was 18 and I got a personal loan for my second car. That's right, I had one car and totally stuffed that up by being a hoon, so I offloaded it and thought, heck yeah, I'm going to get a personal loan and get a mint new ute. Oshi was beautiful, but stupid I was, and this is where I stuffed up. My personal loan was for $16,000, and what a coincidence. My interest rate was 16%. This made it feel like it was never getting paid off. So in about 2015, I set a goal. I wanted to save up as much as I could to get a house deposit and move out from home. And this is something I suggest everyone do. Budget. Make a budget of all your expenses from phone bills to petrol money to food, utilities, board, or rent, depending on your living situation. Now, this was the best thing I had done for my financial future so far, and it really makes you realize how much money you actually waste. So it was done, set in stone. I got rid of a bunch of stupid expenses, like an Xbox subscription I'd been paying for over 3 years, since not even owning an Xbox anymore, to just not blowing money on the weekends. So after doing this, I saved and finally got enough money to be approved for a home loan. In Victoria, here in Australia, at the time, and even to this date, the land value exceeded the actual property values. The more I looked around, all the older houses were asking the same price for the ones the new houses were. I could get with a smaller sacrifice to land by paying the exact same money and actually getting a newer house. For example, a house I was looking at was around about 500 square meter land, but a 90 square block for the house. Whereas my house came on a 300 square land, which I thought was perfect for a first home. So when I was going to purchase this house, I thought, heck, I'm going to stay in this house for at least 10 to 15 years, and I don't need a massive yard. I found a house only 10 minutes away from where I grew up, and it was $364,000 turnkey package. Now this is where I was, in my opinion, to today, a bit silly, but at the time I thought it would be a best thing to do, and I thought, hey, I can join my personal loan to my home loan. So when I applied for finance, I asked to be approved enough to swallow my personal loan. Also, to improve my credit score, even though I never used my credit card, I had to get rid of it to improve my credit score. And there you have it. After applying for my home loan, the contract was signed in 2016. The construction time took only about 5 months to complete, and then I was in, loving the freedom of living in my own home. As time went on, my girlfriend moved in and my ambitions changed. This is when I first started thinking about bettering my future and I first started looking into the stock market. I dabbled my toes into a stock with no knowledge of what I was doing at all. The stock was Crown Resorts, a big casino hotel down here in Melbourne. I bought and sold within the week. How stupid am I? This was around mid 2017. I then continued to do my research into the stocks and ETFs and learning about dividends. I slowly started putting money away month by month in a few ETFs, a Vanguard ETF and a Commonwealth Bank stock. This was mid to the end of 2018. Over this time, my equities increased to around about $5,000 in these stocks. But once again, now that I had more knowledge of the stock market and house prices, my ambitions started to change. Now we're heading into 2019. I started looking into an investment property, then apartments, then student apartments. Then I came to the conclusion of how overvalued everything in Australia is. Even the stock market has been a bull market for too long. I started to think, heck, there's going to be a crash. I started looking around more and more into recessions, and more articles kept popping up telling me there's going to be a recession soon, there's going to be a crash, the market's been bullish for way too long. By mid-2019, everyone at work, my own personal work, thought I was going crazy. I was always bringing up all the research I had done the night before and when I actually started selling things off, they really thought I was nuts. By now, I had a company car, so why on earth did I still have a personal car? Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a Mercedes-Benz C63. It was a 2008 model, so not, massively expensive, but it still was around about $38,000 Australian when I purchased it. Very beautiful car, but I had to get rid of it. I sold that and started thinking, if the markets are going to crash, it is now heading to around December 2019. My mind is made, set in stone. We will sell the house and rent until the market crashes. Little did I know that this crisis was going to happen and the way that it actually did. I just knew it was going to happen sooner or later because of the market being so volatile and being such a bullish market for so long. In my area, you look up house prices and there's $1 million houses in every estate. And it's ridiculous. The median house price was around $550,000 back in early 2010. These were going for only about $200,000. So me and my girlfriend had booked a holiday in March 2020 to go to Bali. I contacted a few realtors and decided on one. I asked them, should we sell before we go away or sell when we get back, as it was starting to be a little bit rushed. And boy, am I glad she said, I can sell it before you go away. I thought, wow, she's confident. All right, let's do this. Weeks go by, inspections go by, weekend inspections go by, numerous private inspections go by, and it's now 3/4 of the way into February. We leave early March, starting to get stressful. This ain't selling. I'm starting to get worried. This virus is now on the horizon, but at this time, most people were still joking about it and going on about the Corona beer jokes and whatnot. Time goes on. It's now the 3rd of March. We fly out on the 10th. I get a call from my realtor and bam, she has 2 offers for me. Thank God. The house we listed initially for $450,000 to $470,000. First offer is a low ball, $433,000. I was thinking, great. So what's the next offer going to be? $440,000? But no, to my surprise, the second offer is bang on, $466,000. Let's go. I signed the contract and they wanted a rush settlement. Only 1.5 months. This will be busy trying to work out, clean up the house, and try and find a rental for me to move into before the house settles. So we went on our holiday, but we had to cut it short to get home safely, as now the virus was a lot more known, and back in Australia, people were hoarding and going crazy. We thought maybe they were going to close the borders and we weren't going to be able to get home, so we booked the next flight out of Bali, only costing us an extra $100 per person. Pretty safe and not that expensive in my opinion. But the important thing was that the house settled and we got our money. Now you guys might be thinking, wouldn't you have made more than $100,000 on the house if I initially bought it for $364,000 and sold it for $466,000, with all my payments in between and also my initial deposit? Well, yes, if I was smart, I would have, but let's remember, I'm dumb. My deposit after paying off my personal loan bought my home loan back up to around $340,000. Over the time owning the house, I had some landscaping done, split aircon systems installed, a lot of concreting done, and also a big solar system set up on the roof, consisting of around 18 panels. The solar alone was around about $9,000 installed, about $5,000 in total of concreting, $5,000 in landscaping, and around about $4,000 in the aircon units. I had one in the living and one in the master bedroom. So after taking in all that and not paying my loan off faster than I should have, My loan I had owing was around about $354,000. Wow, didn't hardly even budge. By end of the day, I've learnt a lot and added value to the house to sell it for $466,000. But also, thanks to the house prices going up. But recently, a house down the road, very similar size, went for about $450,000. So I guess 466 paid for all my investments I made into the property. But after deducting the conveyancing fees, listing fees, commission to the realtor, that added up to around about $13,000. So all up, once my loan was paid off, I had about $98,000 sitting in my savings account waiting for that perfect time to buy into this stock market. Now, I'm not 100% on what I'm doing with it all, but all I know is at least $60,000 will be going into the stock market. And the other 40 will be either going to my side business that I can think of, or will stay in my savings until the housing prices go down for me to be able to get back into real estate. Now that's a wrap. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please go ahead and like, subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate it and look forward to making some more future videos. My next video will be in-depth look on how I'm actually, in a way, saving more money now that I'm renting compared to when I was with a mortgage. So alright, that's it. I'll catch you guys on the next one.